morning, or it is good old in Blighty. And yes, well, what a disaster yesterday for me. I promised my co-announcer that I won't bitch about my horrendous snuffling and my sad exit to the cup to that bloody Tripperus. But we've got plenty to talk about today. And the good thing about today is we have the entertainer, Stummandidi, on the show today. So Stummandidi, welcome to the show. And how are we feeling?
Hello, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for inviting me. I'm very good, of course. Very proud to be here.
Good stuff, good stuff. We tried to get you on last week, but obviously the servers went down, didn't they? It was a bit naughty of them. But it's good to have you on the show. And obviously, your Blitzkriegers are going well. Do we know when they're going to be playing? Are we
yes,
sure about that?
We'll be playing on Tuesday. We'll be playing Tuesday on around 7 or 8, I don't remember, p.m. GMT.
Good
against
stuff.
Dave. So yeah, this is in 2 days. Sorry, we should know who will go in the semi-final from Dave and me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just quickly having a look at the schedule. So you got, I mean, it's good to see the top teams. Ratastical, who's obviously a big guy from the Xbox, coming over to the PS4. Obviously, Cass has been going on about Xbox players are crap, they can't play. So it's good to see Mutt obviously get into the quarterfinals and got a good chance to get to the semis. We've also got Mon, 1183. I've always thought he's been a really good coach, but he never seems to make the playoffs. He's now in, and obviously he's got a great chance to obviously meet either yourself or Dave in the semis. Full Moon Killer's got an absolute Nuffle against the Cannons. We won't go into that. But saying that, if Arzuin got through against Hospice Heroes, I won't beat Arzuin anyway. His armor rolls are insane. I think trips are amazing, but I think nobody rolls armor and injury dice better than Arzuin. I've always said if I could roll dice like Arzuin, I would win every season. You know, without sounding like Cass, I'd win every season because his dice are just shit hot. But yeah, so obviously, oh man, I mean, I don't know if I should tell you this, but my triple B rating of the round was the Blitzkriegers. But you know, on the bright side, it's not a curse, and every triple B rating has won so far in this cup competition. So you know, don't worry too much about it. But so yeah, you'll play against Mon or Mutt. I would personally like to see Mutt versus Stuntman. I think that would be an absolutely amazing game. Skaven versus Dark Elf. How confident are you of getting through against the humans? Because Dave did really well. He got a good win against Patrick Wright, didn't he? And the Undead. So
Yeah. I was very impressed by his positioning. That was really excellent. And his team is obviously not as experimented as mine, but it's already complete. You have 2 tackle piece, you have a guard piece, you have a strength 4 player with Mighty Blow. So this team is already, well built, even if it's not that experienced. So, give it 1 or 2 star players like Grief or the Killer or something like that, and it can. I mean, this team is really built to. The way this team is built, a star player makes it really better because it's very well balanced. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah. I'm not very confident actually because I have 3 star players. I'll call them like that. But he can have 2 with the inducements, and both our teams are quite balanced. So I'm not confident. You know, I'm really wondering about this game.
Does it ever affect you what other people think? Because a lot of people are saying, you know, most of them are on the Blitzkriegers hype train. They're saying, you know, he's going to win, he can't lose, he's going to win the competition. There's no way he's going to. Does that ever affect you what other people are saying? Because they're expecting the Blitzkriegers to get it done against the humans. You know, they don't want.
I think it affected me on first season.
Yes.
Dark Side Indians. I surely was overconfident, but this time I don't think so, because I think I lost enough games that I wasn't supposed to lose.
Yeah.
To know that. So no, I'm just focusing, and the thing is, the team that really scares me is Tripper's team. And since he beat you yesterday, I think he'll make it to the final. So I'm like, no matter where I go, anyway,
yeah.
At the final, even if I go to the final, I'll play him, and I think I'll lose. So You know, I'm just wondering. Well, I don't really calculate anything
Yeah.
because you didn't beat Triperis. Damn.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you watch the game, I think that was probably the worst Nuffling I've ever had. And anyone anyone who disagrees, just watch on Cabal Vision. I talked to Messi before the game. I didn't think I'd get past the champ. I didn't think I'd get past Duran. And then it took an absolute Nuffling to knock me out. But I've said all along, Arzawin is going to take care of Messi. He'll take care of Trip. Because he's just that good. He's just that good. And his dice are insane. If people don't believe me, just watch him. I think Arzawin will get to the final, and I think it's a toss of a coin between you and Mutt getting there. I think you'll get through. I think Mutt will get through. And I can't call that one because Mutt is an exceptional player. He really is. He's been fantastic on the Xbox for many seasons now.
I saw a few of his games. Yeah, good. He's really good. Yeah,
he's good. So I'm almost adamant that Arzawin will get through to the final. And that's no disrespect to Trip or to Messi or anyone else. I just think he's that good of a player. And he's been playing well, and his nose are very healthy. And he's going to get inducements against Trip, so he could even get himself that crazy Yeti with no wild animal. What is it, something like Strength 6 Claw and all that stuff. So, that's not going to help.
Indeed.
So they've got
giving
that as well.
Back hope. Because to me, a dwarf team, even if it's a chaos dwarf team, is the worst against my team. So, I like whether even if I'm not confident at all if I have to face Mutt or Mon, either both. But I like whether facing a team that moves than a team that cages. I hate to face a team that cages, and all the more because Triperis is, to me, he is kind of Iceman. He's just very methodical in the way he moves, and I need to play my spectacular way. I need a small mistake from my opponent, and Triperis never does. So that's why I hate playing him in a positional game.
Well, I don't know about that. I love Trip. He's one of my favourite coaches. So, I mean, like I said, as frustrated and pissed off I was about losing, I always look at the positives. And Trip's a top bloke. He's had some bad luck in the championship as well. And, I do wish him well. And, I'll be cheering on for him. I just, my heart says Trippers, but my head says Arzawin. I'll never back against Arzawin. It's just, there's a reason why it's been...
I already heard this sentence, I think.
Well,
and I can understand it. No, I really can understand it. But I finally no. But I didn't play that much against Arzo, so maybe that's why I don't have
there
such
you go, then.
a terrible memory about him than I have against Trip. That I think I never beat Trip. Never. I don't even think I had a draw against him.
Ooh.
So he's terrifying to me.
Well, there you go then. There you go. So your sort of bad memories about Trip is the same as me with Arzawin. When I go against Arzawin, he just breaks my armor, and I'm down to about 5 players. Even with goblins, he breaks my armor. So I appreciate with obviously what you're saying about Trip. So you want Trip out, and you better just pray that Arzawin gets it done then, because it's always funny, isn't it, when you've got a coach who you struggle against, it messes with your head sometimes. You're like, oh god, I'd rather play the other opponent. I don't know what it is, but what I want to ask you about, obviously we talked about the Dark Side Indians. Go on.
Talking about it, I was just about coaches that are your nightmare. It's crazy how when you beat once your nightmare coach, you beat him a few times just after this.
Yeah,
it's the first victory that is terrible to have.
I did that against Afro Chef. Everything, he could get it. He'd need a 6+, he'd get it. He'd just need crazy dice, he'd get it. He'd break my armor, and then I beat him. And all of a sudden, since I haven't lost to him. So I agree. He's just getting over that hump, isn't he? Getting that first win. So maybe if he does get to the final, what better way than to beat him, but in a final? So your team is scary. I've got your team up. So you've got like strength 4 leapers, agility 5 leapers with strip ball. You've got the personnel to get into a cage and get that ball loose. So
I have a team. I have exactly the team I wanted to have to make serious playoffs.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The only little thing I wish one of my players could be a decent passer, but that's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, the team is, and that's why I stopped playing it. I quit playing it 2 weeks before the end of the qualifying period, because I was like, all right, the team is perfect. Let's keep it in quite healthy, and that's enough. I like this one.
Yeah. I tell you what. Just going on to the Dark Side Indians before I forget. Now, I may have read this wrong, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to ask you when you're on the show. You obviously, there's a massive fanfare and everything. It was a first season and all that stuff, and the Dark Side Indians, people saying they cannot get beat. You know, there's no way they get beat. And then you cruelly, and it was cruelly the way you went out. I mean, you know, I was announcing the game, and I didn't see the pass block either. And all I remember seeing, and I was gutted, and it wasn't even my team. All I saw was this ball flying through the air. I was like, this is a touchdown. There's no way he's dropping this. And then all of a sudden, that Eldril Sandrunner from nowhere came out and, yeah, that's my ball. And obviously, you lost. But then you didn't play Dark Elves for a while. So I was just thinking, I mean, how badly did that hurt? And was that the reason why you didn't go Dark Elves the season after? Because I think it wasn't. Oh well.
No. No. It's just because Dark Elves obviously are my favorite race, but when I do an entire season with them, I mean, this means 6 weeks playing them.
Yeah.
After that, I'd just like to change race.
Right.
To see something else, you know, not to get bored with Dark Elves, but it's always a pleasure to go back with them. Because it's always successful, so it's cool. Yeah. That's the only race with I'm always successful. So I love that, but this is a game before everything. So I wish I could go in playoffs with humans. I tried a few times. I'm still trying, but once again, I don't think I'll make it. But I love to play humans too. I'm not as efficient as with Dark Elves, but first of all, I want to take pleasure when I play. You know, you have to play 20 or 30 games, so if you get bored with the team, this is terrible.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is because obviously, I do the same. I change every season, but it was just that you didn't play Dark Elves for a long time after that, and that's the reason why I thought, you know, because it was a heartbreaking loss. There's no way. I mean,
it was. Clearly, it was. And just for the little story, as we say here, I found, you know, I'm playing a league that is La Ligue des Grands, a French league, where you can use your old teams. You know, you don't have to create a new team.
Oh, that's good.
So I just played 2 tournaments with Dark Side Indians, and obviously I won both. You know, it's even more heartbreaking.
But you know, we now know that finishing top is a curse. So you know, you never stood a chance. You never stood a chance. We didn't know back then, but you never stood a chance. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you will be one of the most popular winners if you do win it with the Blitzkriegers. You know, I think you are the people's champ, shall we say? And a lot of the people who are hardcore from you are. Well, I talk shit to about five. I talked to about. I am not lying here. I've talked to about 200 coaches each week, just about, or every 2 weeks, you know, messaging on various stuff. And yeah, exactly. And even on the Xbox, PC, PS, like I say, I do loads of stuff and I talk to loads. And I always ask them about, how do you feel about the PS4 or the Xbox? Now, I'll tell you what, a lot of people are like, wow, that's some Mandini. Wow, he's great. Or, I want him to win. Or, I love the way he plays. So, you know, you are that popular, and you have a lot of people, and that's why I was saying, does it affect you? Because there's a lot of people, you know, if you get to the final, don't you know? I mean, obviously you probably won't watch the stream anyway, but there'll be a lot of people going, "Go on, Stoney, win it!" So you know,
actually, I didn't know that, so maybe it will affect me now. I don't know. I didn't know.
They're all ready to name their children after you if you win the final. I think that's what it is.
Wow.
Well, but you are very popular.
Be Dave, and then we'll see about the crowd and all those stuff.
Yeah. you just know it's all going to go badly now. It's all going to go crashing down in a heap of junk. But yeah, you got to watch out for Griff. You know, Griff could come to haunt you in that game against Dave.
Yes. And I don't know if you watched my previous game. Griff was there already.
He was.
And I tried to take him out, but I never managed to.
No, we was quite critical with Flinsaw of the way he used Griff. We wasn't impressed. Me and McCoy announcer. We was like, that's not how you use Griff. And obviously, you know, I think I like to think I know how to use Griff. And he was just getting slapped all over the place, and he never got hold of the ball. I mean, I'm like, why is Griff even on the pitch? You know, if you're not gonna, I always think Griff's the guy who, you know, he's one of these guys. You don't get his hair messed up. He takes well care of his hair, and he looks pretty, and he's a star player. He didn't want to be getting muddy and stuff like that. Nobody should lay a hand on Griff. You should give him the ball, and he will score. But he played
especially in a playoff game, because maybe in regular season you're like, all right, I don't want him to take the 3 XP. So I'll take someone else to score. But in playoffs you don't really care about SPPs. No. It's all about the win. So go on, Griff. Make the work.
Yeah, because the thing is as well is you had strength 4 leapers. So, you know, leaping into a cage with a strength 3 piece made no sense, where at least Griff had fend, he had blodge, you know, he didn't have sure hands, but, you know, he was as pretty as safe as you were going to get against your team. And we was just like, and then he attempted to try and pick it up at 10-16 with Griff, and obviously rolled the 1, and it's like, well, what's the point of picking it up with him now? There's no point. But yeah, I mean, we was critical with that. We you know, I thought that played into your hand a lot with his bad use of Griff, but you know that's just the way I saw it. And I think Teddy did agree with me. But the Blitzkriegers were so good again; they was in cruise control and they got the win. We was talking. The main talking point in that game was we was like saying, well, you know what? Obviously, Stuntman DD. Nicknamed the Entertainer, because you just go down and score really quick. And we was like, oh, look at this. This is Stuntman DD stalling. I've never seen Stuntman DD stall.
Yes,
what's this? What is this?
This is why this team is named 2.0, you know? Because it's another version. I'm obviously still an entertainer, but sometimes, if circumstances ask it, I can stall. No, because I really wanted to have two. I know a bit Flynn Sorrow. I played him a few times. And I think he's a very good coach.
Oh, he is.
And very academical. But he's very academical. And I think I noticed that when the game becomes a bit crazy, he's a bit lost. You know what I mean? He's very, very academical, and so this is not supposed to happen, and so I wanted to take him in this during the first half, this rhythm, you know, a rhythm that he knows quite well, and then make it crazy in the second half, and that was the plan. I don't know if it worked like this, but it worked anyway. So
I mean, me and Teddy were saying we were saying Stunty is not doing nothing wrong. He's doing probably what everybody else would do, but we're not used to seeing Stuntman DD do this. He just goes down the thing, scores quickly, gets the ball back, scores again. But what you did was not use perfect, but we wasn't used to seeing this this different breed of the DD. But yeah, it was good to watch, and I think you've got a great chance. But right, let's move on. We're gonna have a 3-hour show.
Let's move on.
Let's go to season 10. Let's go to Happy Times, my happy place now. Season 10. We'll have a look at the top seed, if that's okay with you. And I would like you, whoever that is, champion ladder. Let's have a look. Who is it?
I know them quite well.
I do too. Apples. Now then, this might be a bit of a sore point for Teddy Tom, because Teddy Tom, Mystic Ted, he predicted Gimlick to win the championship last season, so he came with this big reputation, and he backed Project's Lemon Skaven team to win this season. How in earth they could? I don't believe he went against the Stuntman DDs, but he did, and he went for the Lemons, who crashed out first round. And so we're going to have a look now at Project's Skaven, and I want you to tell me what you think. Do you think he's got a chance? He's obviously probably going to qualify.
Obviously he has. His team is very well built, very well balanced. To me, I played him 3 times, twice when the team was quite young.
Right.
So I beat him, but I beat him, with the attrition. I had 2 or 3 mighty blowers, so it helped. And I faced him a few days ago. His team is now mature, I would say. And I lost. 3 or 4-0.
3-1 you lost. 3-1.
Oh, 3-1. All right. Okay. So, I had a worse memory than that. Anyway, but I really felt I couldn't do anything during the whole game. And he plays them very well. He built them very well. So I think he has a great chance to do, obviously, to go to the playoffs. I think it's already done.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
during the playoffs, yeah. But during the playoffs, you know that well. A simple Nuffling during a game, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
the
You,
best team can
yeah,
win
yeah.
the two
It's
games.
happened. It happens every season. The team you think's got to win it, they get a Nuffling. And this is why people have said, "Is there a different format?" And it's not just me. I mean, obviously, other coaches are just as bad, and that's just the way it is. And sometimes we get lucky, and the opponent gets unlucky. So it's the swings and roundabouts. But the
And there
thing,
is the fact that he is
yeah,
first, so
yeah.
the
So
first
he's got no chance.
never really.
No
Yeah,
chance.
he's got no chance actually. Sorry, I forgot about it.
My case were like, oh, I got a chance top spot. Whoa, that's it. We're retired to the playoffs. We ain't playing now. We are not playing until the playoffs. We are not going for that top spot at all. Thanks very much. I've already been there with Chaos top spot and drew the 2000 Woodhouse with no tackle. So yeah, I will be doing that again. But when I played this guy, and I try and not be disrespectful. I really do try not to be disrespectful to coaches, because everyone's got their own different way of style of playing and stuff like that. But I never really have an issue with this guy. I've drawn against him, but usually I beat him. And the reason why I think I have a good record against him is he plays Skaven really aggressive. Like, he marks up, he ain't bothered about getting hit. Every time I play, I'm racking 50 plus hits on the armor 7. And when you're Chaos, that you're asking for trouble. And I think that's his weakness. And the other problem is the attrition. Is going through rats. He's getting these rats up, and they're getting wrecked, and then he's had to restart again. I look at this team and I think someone like a Stuntman Didi, say for yourself, because you play Skevin, or Rez would have a field day with this team. I just think, oh man, he's got. I mean, I look at this team now, and I mean, I remember when I played him when I beat him 2-1, and I was like, crap, I'm playing Projecki. Not because of the coach, but because he's got a Mighty Blow, Claw, Block, Rat Ogre, and then he's got a Blitzer, Mighty Blow, Claw. I'm like, crap, I don't need this. I don't need this. This is supposed to be my last game playing with him. And luckily, I got it done. But.
But you pointed out something very interesting to me, is you're right, he plays aggressively, and I do play aggressively too. And we need, when you play so aggressive, you need a team over the 2000 TV, because obviously it's very risky. But when you have 3, 4, even 5 very good players, and the rest who's decent, you really can play aggressive. And that's why I heard, many people. I heard you talking about TV values and things like that. And I think when you play aggressive, you need this. And his team now allows him to play aggressive in I think, at a much more interesting point than maybe when you faced him before. That's why I was talking about a major team,
Yeah.
And now this team to me is mature, and so I think when you face him, you won't be. You will have problem now. You will have issues.
Yeah, I mean, I played this team. This is the team I played when I beat him. This is exactly the same team. And it does give you problems because he's built them really, really nicely. This team on paper you don't want to go against. You don't want to play this team. But he's got so many cage breakers. And he's got killers. His team is perfect. He's built this team really, really nicely. If this was my team, I'd be really happy with it. I would, because he's covered a lot of the bases. But there's aggressive, and then there's suicidal aggressive. And sometimes I'm like,
okay.
You do not.
I understand way better.
Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes
that's why I don't play with witches with the Dark Elves. By the way, is because as I play aggressive, I need AV8.
Yeah,
and he's got AV7. You're right.
Yeah, and I mean sometimes when I drew with him, I think I did 69 hits, 20 odd armor breaks, but only 1 injury and 1 knockout. So yeah, I had about 19 stuns, something like that. So when he gets that sort of fortune, he's gonna be deadly. But then the next time I got about 50 odd hits, but then I wrecked his team. Luckily for him, his Apo saved him, and the others were like missing next game and stuff like that. But I think it's always a massive risk with Skaven when you play that sort of what I call suicidal aggressive, because sometimes he's like marking him up and it's like, why are you marking him up? That there is no purpose in marking him up apart from you just let me get to hit him. But everything else about his gameplay is good. I just think sometimes you've just got to think, do I really need to mark up? Could it be better just be one square away and just block a tackle, just put a tackle zone around so he has to go around me?
I think he simply plays in a spectacular way too, so that's why some things can maybe seen as suicide, but it's... No, I like the way he plays because it is spectacular too,
Yeah.
He goes for the score. He really goes for the score. So obviously sometimes this is suicide, but this is entertaining.
To me, if I'm watching him, I love watching him. I've watched a lot of his games. He's like you. So that's, I like the way he plays. It's refreshing. I'm just thinking, if like in sport, you have your trainer and all that stuff, and they try and tell you how to improve your game. I would be saying, if he was my understudy, I'd be saying, look, you play awesome, but we've got to just somehow stop the hits. There's too many hits.
Yeah,
now, against Elfson, that you might get away with it, but against a kill team or against a Chaos Dwarf team or a Dwarf team,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you
can't.
Right.
You're right. Yeah.
And,
I see this from the way I played him with my Humies, and I play my Humies more like elves rather than orcs. So maybe that's why. But I really, even if I lost, that 3-1 loss, I enjoyed this game. It was, as I said, it was refreshing. It was a. That's the kind of loss when the game ends. You're like, all right, it was a good game anyway. You don't feel bitter or anything. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
We played, we went, he won. Anyway, cool.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the guy is very good. Teddy Tommy speaks really highly of him, especially with Skaven. He plays it in an exciting way, aka like yourself. And I mean, apart from being top seed was never a good thing. It wouldn't surprise me if this guy went all the way, but you've got 5 rounds to get through, and it's a long time for an AB7 team to against the top players to last. And I'm thinking if you're basing up in all them 5 games, you just gonna have nothing left by the end of it unless you're very lucky. But like you said, he plays that way and he's top, so I can't gripe too much about it. He's top of the ladder. He's doing well. His team is nicely developed. I mean, would you keep developing this team, or would you be like, you know what, I've got what I want, I'm going to sit on this now, I ain't going to play it? Because,
I would stop right now. I would stop right now because he already has a few niggled player. His gather runners don't need any more.
No.
They don't really need any more skills, so I would stop now and maybe entertain with another team.
Yeah.
With no pressure, because you're qualified with this one, so you can really take pleasure to play the best coaches without pressure.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing why I would play this game is play one more game is because it's Storm Vermin's 1 XP away and a Gut Runner's 1 XP away. But I suppose for Skaven, the key positionals do level up quickly. So but to me the team looks nice.
The thing is, this is it's been 2 weeks since the beginning of the season, I would say, and there are yesterday or the days before, I start to see really bad team, Nurgle teams, Chaos Dwarf teams, very lethal, and so I think it's not if you were 1 week before, I would say keep on playing. Now, with the very developed Bashi teams. I would stop right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did with my Chaos team. I got them to where I wanted, and ironically, my last game was against Projeki. I got the 3 level ups I wanted, and I'm like, nope, I'm done. Gimlick's saying, nope, you're going to keep playing. I'm saying, I ain't. I've gone through 9 seasons of the playoffs, and I've never been happy with the team. This is my first time I'm going into a playoffs and thinking, you know what, this team is balanced. I like it. I feel comfortable with it. And I've said to Gimlick, the only way this team comes out now is if I drop out the wildcard spots. That is the only way my team comes out. I mean, we'll have a look at them later, but to me, that's the only problem with Apples now. He's got to be careful because he likes playing, and we all do. We all like playing, and if he ain't bothered, then just keep playing. But like you said, there's a lot of scary teams now, and you will need a bad day at the office, and you could lose key pieces. And to me, that team's good enough to win a championship. He's got a bench. He's got everything he needs. He's got 70k in the bank. I would leave it, but hey, there we go. So there you go.
Too,
yeah. So right then, let's ask the coach some questions because hey, we've dissected I think the Projectors team more than enough. Now then, Stunty, how long have you been playing Blood Bowl, and what made you play it?
Well, the very first the first Blood Bowl I bought was in 1993, yeah. Because I entered a role-playing club and stuff like that, and they were playing Blood Bowl, and they were taller than us. So when we see elder guys playing Blood Bowl, it was like, okay, we have to play this. So I bought it. We didn't understand anything to the rules because we thought it was more like soccer than than American football. So we didn't understand anything, but we enjoyed it, but we were too young to really understand it.
Yeah.
So, we played it a few months and then I forgot about it. And then later on, I had friends that bought the edition 3. I think it was in 97. I was old enough to understand all the rules, and that's when I really started to play it quite often. But we always played with very low TV teams.
Yeah.
We played it for 2 or 3 years, and then forgot about all these. And a few years ago, it was I think in 2012. I wanted to quit my job and find another one, and I was hired to open a Game Workshop store in Paris.
Oh, very nice.
Finally, I didn't do it. Finally, well, for some reasons, I finally I said no at the end. But just before, I was about to do this, so I had to, to go back to Game Workshop games. And I was like, all right, what can I download right now as a Game Workshop game? And the first game that was easy to download and to play was Blood Bowl. So I went back to Blood Bowl in 2012. I played only against IA, and finally I came to Blood Bowl in PS4 2 years ago, and this is the first time I really faced real coaches with high TV teams. So I had to learn quite a few things. Those 2 last years. I think that explains why I play so aggressively, because with low TV teams you don't have that many mighty blows and things like that. You can afford to lose 1 or 2 players.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. But I mean, like I said, you obviously one of the big players on the PS4, so you're obviously doing something right. Is there anything you like or dislike about Blood Bowl? Anything you would change?
Blue screens, obviously.
Oh yeah, they're horrendous.
So this is said. No, I don't think so.
Fair enough.
Some little things, but I think the game is quite good now. No, there might be a thing. I think there might be more options for the viewers in games. When you watch it again, you're not the coach, but you watch a game. They could make a few more options that could be nice, like see elder stats during the game or things like that. This could be nice.
I think the thing what annoys me about when you're watching a game on highlights, it has the highlight bar, so you know when the game finishes. And obviously, the last 10, if someone scores or someone fails something, it goes off, doesn't it, before you see it?
Yes.
Well, that really annoys me. That really does annoy me.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah.
So that's the sort of little things I would like to see change. But I tell you, one of the biggest bugbear is all these bloody scions. They aren't bringing anything you can spend it on apart from uniforms, and it's like there's only so many uniforms you can buy. So I'd like to see them do something, so you can actually spend your scions, because at the moment, they're piling up, and I'm like, what do I spend?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I didn't think about it.
So it's crazy like that. This next question is probably an obvious one, but I've got to ask it. What's your favourite race and why?
Dark Elves.
Dark Horror. And why? Why are they your favourite?
I thought it was orcs. You lied to me.
I thought it was halflings, but hey.
Yeah, it is indeed probably my second one. But I'm not that good with them, so I have to say I'm not good with halflings. But I wish I would. But anyway, Dark Elves, because you can have an entire team with AG4 and AV8. High Elves have their catchers with AV7, obviously Wood Elves AV7, and I don't know what's their English name, but the Elven Union, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do have Armor 7 too. So what I really like is having a team with AV8. So this is decent.
Yeah.
But Agility 4.
Yeah.
This is why.
Yeah. I mean, I played them in the playoffs. I had a decent record, and Obviously I went against the kill team, took the kill team out, and the next time round I just kept rolling ones and injuring me on players, and I was like, God damn it, this would never happen if I was just hitting something. And but obviously then I see people like you just play exceptionally well with them and think, God, I wish I could play like that with them. But I think Dark Elves in the right hands.
I'm sure you could.
Oh, I don't know. I think in the right hands, Dark Elves are crazy. I mean, obviously, Fant Fox, he's won championships with Dark Elves as well. You've got a good chance of winning one here. So obviously, Dark Elves are obviously a very good team. The Assassins are a waste of space. I'd noticed that. I tried hard to try and get one of those pretty useful, but it was just garbage.
I did too. I had one that was HZ5 that was becoming very useful.
Yeah. If there is such a thing, what team do you struggle to play and play against?
There are a few. I would almost say any team. If it's coached by you or Triple Ace or Gazolimar or Sergel or someone like this. No, anyway. The race I hate the most, there are two of them, lizards and dwarves.
Oh, lizards, that's surprising. I thought you would like lizards.
I really hate lizards. Oh, no, because they are so well designed to cage. I mean, something like 1,800 TV lizard team, to me, is quite unbeatable if it's well played.
Right.
Because you can go very fast, you can dodge, and you can protect the ball with strength 4 guys. So really, to me, lizards are very, very hard to beat with an agile team. Sorry.
Yeah, I would thought it would have been better because obviously you just leap in, punch the skink, get the ball off him because only strength 2.
No, because with a certain TV value, all the Saurus will have will have guard.
I don't really. Yeah, that's the normal way of doing it. But I very rarely see guard on a lizard team these days. It's like a dying breed. It's like, no, we're not taking it. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. A lot of the lizard teams don't take it. I think they think we're strength 4.
Now, yeah, but a few months ago, because it's been 2 years I'm playing intensely to Blood Bowl on PS4, and I see a few factions. 1 year ago, everyone gave guard to his sorry. Right now, you're right. This is break tackle or things like that. There is a new fashion.
Yep.
But a year ago, no, they were all guard pieces.
I think you're right though, because you need guard, don't you? Because just protect your skink in the cage. Because then if somebody leaps in, at least you've got the guard to assist it to make him a lot stronger and harder to hit. So I agree with you, but I've sort of tried to start the trend of get break tackle because you need them. You need at least 2 or 3 of them Saurus mobile because you can't expect your skink to keep stopping them.
You know what? I didn't even buy this team. I never played it.
No.
I don't care about them. I don't know. I just played against them. I hate them, but I don't even know how to level up a lizard team, and I don't want to know. I hate them.
What's the other team you struggle against? You said there was 2.
Dwarves, obviously.
Oh, dwarves. Ugh, filthy dwarves. Yeah, they never.
Dwarves, and I struggle with 2 things. Obviously, the team by itself, the guard, the tackles, the block, all.
Yeah.
But another thing is playing dwarves is boring. So at a moment around turn 12 or 13, I'll become mad. I'll try to leave. I'll try everything, but I'm like, okay, I'm getting bored now. Let's try something. And this is by itself something that loses me.
Yeah, I mean, I've played dwarfs, and I played dwarfs to get my position up to scratch. That's why I play dwarfs, because your positioning gets a lot better if you're playing. Because you mess about with your positioning, you're soon going to lose. But I appreciate I appreciate they can be a bit boring. But when they've all got Mighty Blow piling on, Stand Firm, Guard, and all that, they become a bit more exciting. Unless you run into
No. I mean, it's boring when you play against them.
Oh right,
When I play with my Dark Elves against dwarves, I know I should keep, for example, keep a column defense. Be very disciplined because I could slow them down. But I'm just getting bored, and so around 13, I'll try something crazy. They will beat me, but it's because I was bored, and this is why I said that's why I don't like to face them because I'm just All right, this is a game, huh?
Oh yeah, you're up. To be fair, you're right. I've watched so many of your games that I could just vision you going, "Oh, screw this," and just doing something crazy. But that's why you're the entertainer. That's what
Exactly.
when we tune into your games, we expect the unexpected, and that's why you're such a popular
Entertainers
guy.
by nature.
Absolutely. And if some of you guys die, well, it's a small price to pay. So hey ho. Last question. Who do you think is the best star player in the game, and which is your favourite?
My favorite is Griff above all.
Yes, good
Obviously.
answer. Good answer. Yeah.
That's for sure. And the best, I would say him either,
Yep.
because as you said it in a previous show, he is a game changer.
Yeah.
And I really think this is for instance, when I will play Dave's team, this is exactly that. His team is well balanced, nothing exceptional, but with Griff in it, with Griff in it, this will become a very reliable team, and he'll have a chance to make something crazy with him.
Yeah.
So I think Griff, because he plays for humans and Britonians.
Good old Bretts, yeah.
I'd say Griff above all in the two cases.
Yeah, he is amazing. I mean, when I first started playing on the game, cause I had a massive time away from the game, and then came back on obviously the computers, and I was like, Griff, 320 quid, 320 grand, that's a lot of cash. My head taking him, and then you see what everyone else's star players cost. Then you play him, and then said, well, you know what, 320 is a bit of a steal really for a human with all that. Because like I say, the bad thing about star players is the loner. You don't want to use a reroll, but most of his rerolls are built in. But that's what makes him brilliant.
He doesn't need rerolls.
No.
That's why he's so good. And I don't know if you remember in the third edition in 1996.
Yeah, we're going back.
97. I don't know if you remember. At first, Griff wasn't like that. He was different. At first, by that time, you can buy permanently the player, so you can have permanently a Griff in your team.
Yeah.
And the guy was movement 8. Strength 4, agility 4, armor value 8, but he has leap. He has
Strip ball?
Pass block. He has strip ball as well, I think. He had obviously dodge block. He was crazy, and you could buy him permanently, and so that's why I love him, because obviously I was always playing human to buy him.
Yeah. By
that time, star players were permanent. They weren't just for one game.
Yeah.
So because of all this, I really love him. I played him so often that I really love this player. I'm a bit disappointed he now have move 7.
Yeah,
But...
I mean, he's got shove in sprint, so that sort of makes up. But I mean, I suppose I like him because he's a human. So he's like us, and he's one of those prima donna guys. I can appreciate he's doing his interviews and messing with his hair and looking good, and
exactly. You can identify to him.
yeah. And obviously with the Stuntman DDs, Griff was close to my heart. He was a legend, and so he'll always be my favourite. I had some good fun with him. So I can understand that. Teddy Tom in the chat is saying, what is your favourite Dark Elf star player, Stunty?
Very good question, because it really depends on the opponent I have. I like them all. So if I need an AG5 Leaper, I love the Witch. If I have an AV7, even AV6 team in front of me, I really love the Assassin star player.
Yeah.
That have multiple block.
Yeah.
And if I need power, I like Ubris. So I really love them. But the thing I love the most is building them myself.
Yeah.
To me, the real star player has AG5, he has leap, he's a bludger, and he has strip ball.
Yeah.
That's my star player.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. There's no two ways about it. Yeah, that's the sort of player you want. But that's why you take Griff. That's why, Dave, take Griff. I tell you what, he better take bloody Griff, just because I like Griff. So if he doesn't, I'll be very upset.
Griff, yeah.
If he doesn't take Griff, he's lost. I'll tell you that now. There you go.
Griff president.
Yeah, you've got to take Griff. It should be in the rules, basically. If you've got enough inducements, you've got to take him before anything else.
Vote Griff.
Yeah, hashtag in Griff we trust. That's the thing.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Right then. Now then, we've got Stuntman Didi on the show, so I am going to we're going to look at about 5 teams, and we're going to get the expert's opinion on them. So obviously,
who's the expert?
I'm going. I'm going to shamefully ask you to give me your rundown on the Great White Shark, because hey, if anyone can help me, it's you. So if we're gonna have a look at my team,
with pleasure.
Because you always like my chaos teams. This is not a killy chaos team, though. To be fair, I don't think so. People may disagree.
Yeah, they're not the contract killers.
No, yeah, they were nice. They were nice. There's no one there as bad as them.
Yeah, there were. Great memories. Anyway, well, you're right. This team is it's done.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
It's done.
Yeah. I was saying to Gim, no, I ain't playing it.
The only thing I could say is it's a bit of a shame the Legend Killer doesn't have tackle.
But
that's really the only thing.
Yes. I couldn't get him leveled up after that. It just wouldn't get any XP for me.
Yeah, 20 SPPs is too much. But that's really the small thing I can say. The only other, it's not an advice or something, because I'm not an expert with chaos at all. But sometimes I really love to have a god piece with 2 heads.
All right, yeah, I
so
can see why.
He can move, he can come to support wherever he's needed.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But that's the spectacular touch.
Yeah.
What I had to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I had a choice of piling on or other stuff, and I went with gardening because I think guard's more important. I think with piling on, the row's on the floor a lot, and sometimes you just get in love with piling on, it doesn't work, and then you play on the floor. So I thought this team it's still gonna have some killy stuff, but it's not gonna have piling on, and I want it balanced. So like 5 guard pieces, 3 tackle pieces, 2 ball handlers, 3 mighty blow claw pieces. So I've tried to get the team so it can go against anybody, if you know what I mean. It's got no weak spot. I mean, I'm sure someone like Cass would make it a lot more killy than this. But I think this team, I don't know about you, but this team seems to be able to take on just about anything. Or that's what I tried to do.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly the way I would say it. No, this team is it can face anything. So leave it like that.
Yeah. So you
have two bludgers with sure hands. So you don't even care about a strip baller. No, this is a great team.
Yeah, I mean,
good luck. Maybe one more reroll. Maybe one more reroll. That's all.
No,
but again, it's because I like to try things. That's because I like to try crazy things.
Yeah, you do crazy stuff. The crazy stuff. The craziest thing I'll be doing is hitting things. I think that'll be as crazy as I'll be doing. But I must admit, some people saying to me they don't like the Case Warrior as a ball handler, but I love him. I mean, I like him because he can go in a cage. He's a blodger. He's got sure hands. So if all these war dancers and stuff, and your agility 5 leapers.
This is exactly the nightmare of an even team. The blodger with sure hands, you're like, oh, because I'll go into the cage. So I'm taking a risk with my player who will go in the cage, and I'm not sure at all. This will probably be useless. Yeah. But I need to try it because if I don't break the cage, they will score. And this is terrible. No, this is exactly the kind of player you don't want that can win a game by himself during playing an agility team.
Yeah, I mean that's basically. I don't know, because the thing as well is a lot of times when I was playing, obviously in the league, obviously I was high TV, and then people get wizards, and I was like, oh my god, I daren't give it to my Beastman level, my agility 4 Beastman, because only I'm right. So obviously, Mad Frankie Fraser, he gets it because he's arm and arm. So I'm thinking, you know what, he's more reliable. And when I've gone against gut runners or leapers who come in, because he's strength 4, it's like, well, I'm blodge. I've got short hands. A strip ball ain't gonna work. You're gonna have to have tackle and other stuff. And more times than not, it's a red die block, and I make sure the guard pieces are covered as well. So he uses strength 5. So
this is a nightmare. Exactly, this is a nightmare.
So, after, and I mean, like, Gimlick still doesn't believe me. He thinks I'm going to play this team, and I think you can understand this team does not need to be played.
Oh no, I think Gimlick is a brilliant coach, but I think in this case you're right. Stop playing them. And again, what's better than? This is what I did when the Blitzkriegers 2.0 were qualified.
Yeah.
What's better than playing a game in the Champions League against the better coaches without any pressure?
Yeah.
You have 2 weeks, in your case, 4 weeks, where you can just take pleasure, and I think this is important to take pleasure to play well to Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
And just focusing on taking pleasure. If I lose this game, I don't care. I get my team that is well built, and I'll have 4 weeks off in a way,
Yeah. I mean that's it. I mean, it's like the amount of times I've seen this happen, and then you start seeing kill teams popping up because their team's qualified, so they're trying to wreck everybody else's. But I'm now spending more time on the Xbox and gonna try and get a team built there. But I'm thinking, I might try Kislev on the PS4, Underworld, some fun races. And like you said, it doesn't matter if they win or lose. You can just chill out, have some fun, and you can just, chill, can't you? Because your team's good. Your team's already there. And like I said, I've been in every single playoffs, and I've always been unhappy with my team. This is the first time I will hopefully go into a playoff.
This is all about Assad, yeah.
And it's like...
Yeah, really, really.
And you just know,
enjoy.
You just know I'm going to go out first round now with the best team I've ever had, because that's just the way it happens. But so anyway, that's that team. I'm happy. You're happy.
And obviously, there are 2 other reasons why you should quit playing them. First, I don't want to face them. This is the major thing.
Yeah, that's
so don't play them anymore. And the other thing, and if you keep playing them, maybe you will finish top spot.
Yes. Don't be wanting that.
Be careful with this first spot,
Yeah. I'm trying to push Trip up there to get to the first spot. But
You're
yeah,
right.
I mean, the only negative with this team is I had 5 losses and 2 of them losses with blue screen. So that almost made me quit the team early on, but luckily I stuck through it. I'm so glad I did. Now.
This is another point I would like to underline. I really love the way the fact that wildcards are back.
Oh yes, I love it.
Because before, when there weren't any more wildcards, you were like, all right, do I keep? You lose 2 games, they're like, all right, I won't keep this team because someone else will do a good run and all things. And now, if you lose 2 or 3 games, you're like, all right, maybe I can get a wildcard too. So I will keep on playing this team, and this is a way more entertaining way to play.
Yeah.
So it's a really good thing. Wildcards are back.
Yeah, I was loving it. I thought it was fantastic. Because, like I said, I think even though there's no money this season just gone, on the PS4 anyway, people were playing in the last weeks more than they've ever done before because there's wildcard spots to be played for, and there's now terrible than thinking, I'm going to play my Necro because they're my favourite, and then you see some like Gimlick top with about 30 odd wins, and you're like, well, no point me playing him because I ain't going to catch him. But at least if there's a wildcard spot, you've got a chance, and I think it makes competition more exciting. I think it also gives I think it also gives coaches who have just missed out and they've tried and they just fell short. It gives them a great chance to get in, and then when they've got in, like Mon has, they've done really, really well. So I think the wildcards are fantastic. And the only thing
if I can give you a little example, the human team I'm playing right now, I probably won't finish top spot. That won't be, but maybe I can try for a wildcard, and this is cool because I love this team. I love this team is growing up. I really, sometimes you really love a team particularly, and in this case, I really love this team, and I'm happy I don't have to throw it to the rubbish because of this. So really, that's it. It's all about pleasure before all. So I'm happy because even if I don't qualify, I don't care. I will make this team really grow because I love the way it grows, and with the chance, with the hope of qualifying, which I wouldn't have if there were no wildcard.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, you are top human at the moment, but obviously Stump Pumpers got 6-0
Yeah,
record.
that's because nobody really seriously played humans.
Yeah,
And I got Stumpy right behind me with 6 victories, 0 loss, 0 draw, and Stump is a he's a terrible coach. So I'm hoping to end the season right after him to have a wild card.
yeah.
But I know he will go in front of me. Obviously, my record is terrible.
But the thing is, I mean, that's the great thing about wildcards. It means you can still play your team, and you know you've got a chance to qualify, and that basically is what it is.
Exactly.
The only disappointment I had this season, in season 9, is none of the legendary edition teams came to the party. They all seemed to fall away. I thought Gasselmal, he was the biggest shock for me. I thought him and his Underworld, he plays them so well, and I was stunned when he went out, because I thought out of all of them he would do well. I mean, I didn't see the game.
To be fair, this season I decided to watch a few of my opponent games, a few of my previous opponent games, and I was starting to look games of the Underworlds rather than the Finsoro team. To be fair, I was really expecting to face, and I was happy he lost because I was really happy to face Finsoro. Not because it was Finsoro, because his team wasn't as developed.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I must admit, but I mean, Flynn's a good coach as well. But I was stunned with that, and then obviously Shagrath and his vampires. Well, he blew that big time, in that game. And that was the other team I thought would do well, because again he'd been playing so well, but apparently he was playing drunk, so not a good thing to do.
I know that too.
Yeah, I mean, apparently people say, hey, that's done that he likes to drink and plays crazy. But some people.
Who said this?
Yeah, it was said.
That's a legend.
I'm looking in the chat, see if I can. I'm looking for the nod to say, can I say it was you? But I'll wait and see. But yeah,
okay.
It's always fun. Everyone plays their own way, and I'm sure he could have a laugh about it. But yeah, now then, I think Trip wants us to have a look at this Norse team next. See what Stunty thinks of the rainy entertainment.
So this is my nightmare. So I don't know if I can really talk about all this, because that might take me to 3 or 4 years of psychoanalysis and things like that if I talk too much about Chip. But I'll try my best anyway. This is Blood Bowl. Let's go.
Good man. Rainy entertainment. It's called.
Give me just a second to. Okay, so this is rainy entertainment.
Yep.
Oh, the TV is lower than it used to be.
Yeah, so much he's lost. Well, a player's missing the next game.
But I mean, I tried one season, and this is the season that. Well, let me tell you a little story. This is the season that took me out of Blood Bowl for 2 months. I tried one season with the Nords.
Yeah.
Every single game I had, after 2 turns, 3 or 4 players out.
Yep.
So it's been a nightmare. I hated it this season. But when I see Tripper is playing Nords, it's like, okay, I just got 1 KO in 3 turns, and I'm just bashing everyone with my piling on player and all that stuff. So I don't know. When I play Nords, I get totally wrecked. When I see coaches like Tripper is very, very, very Iceman, I would say, without trying a joke. Iceman guys playing Nords, well, they are terrible. They just wreck your team. Even an AV9 team, they can wreck it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So I hate Nords when I fight them. I hate Nords when I play them.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, I'm in the same bracket as you. I tried. I did play Norse, and then I played them 1 game, and I think after about 4 turns, most of my team were injured. And it was like, how can you play with this team? He just isn't. Oh,
exactly.
I've got Yeti,
They can't dodge, but they get AV7. This is suicide.
Yeah, that's it. They can't dodge away. They can't do anything. And, I mean, there's some coaches like Triprus and SL Hunter on the Xbox who excel at Norse, and I think well done to them, because I can't. I mean, Arzawin's doing quite well with
well
Norse.
Done to them. You're right.
As well, but I can't do it.
Scramlish as well was quite good with them.
Yeah, I VPRV, another one, he's very good with Norse, but I can't play them. I've tried, and I just can't play them. And I'm like you. I'm like, if I do play them, my team gets wrecked. and they don't do enough damage output. And Maietti always just good wild animals, and it's like, oh, screw this, there's better teams for me to play, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I am in the same camp as you.
And the worst during this season, it's really, really pissed me off of Blood Bowl, because I was about to, I had a chance to qualify. So it was even worse, during 6 weeks, you have hopes, but disappointments. During 6 weeks!
Yeah.
This is crazy, if the team was burned after the first week, okay, I'm gonna make another one. But during 6 weeks, I had to play with them, see them getting crushed, and still having a hope, and it was... I hated Blood Bowl because of Norse.
Yeah. So yes, let's have Norse banned. Yes, that sounds a good idea. But Trip. I always like Trip playing Norse. I don't like him playing anything else, because I genuinely do love watching Trip play Norse. I wasn't happy playing Case Dwarfs this season because I like him playing Norse. I mean, he may go and win a championship, and that's fair enough. But I don't know. He just has this connection with Norse, I think, better than any other team. And I'm glad he's gone back to Norse, because he's just a fantastic coach with him. The team's fine. I mean, he's got 2 Paladin killers already, another one missing. He's got his Yeti. It was all right. So the team is pretty good. And the record's fantastic as well for Norse. 17 wins, 1 draw, 4 losses.
Really fantastic, yeah.
So
I'm really impressed. No other word.
Yeah, so I think... Is there anything you would... If he was building this Norse team, is there anything you would recommend him to go for? Or any weaknesses?
I didn't understand.
Is there anything, if this was your team, what would you add to it, to make it stronger?
A tackle piece, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's only got the one, hasn't he?
Tackle, and he's got 3 guard pieces, so that's 4. Sorry, no, that's enough. Yeah. But yeah, there is a cruel lack of tackle here to me. Yeah. That's the only thing.
I mean, Frenzy will help you so much, but against a Wood Elf team or something like that, he's going to be in trouble.
Yes, in a bad day. I think maybe. Oh, he's got 1 still, but I thought he had 0. But
yeah, but 1 time.
Maybe one or 2 more. No more, but 1 or 2 more to make sure. If in the first term, I don't know, even a rock takes your tackle piece out. Yeah. It's like, oh. Yeah. So I think maybe 2 or 3 tackles. I don't think you need 6 or 7 tackles piece in a team. But yeah, 3. I would say 3 is perfect.
Yeah. So there you go, Trip. Get some more tackle. And to be fair, with linemen, there's not much good skills you can get anyway, so I presume a lot of his linemen will get tackle, because there's not many other skills you can get unless you roll a double, and if you do, you give them guards. So.
Yes, because he rolled double, he doesn't have more tackle piece, I think.
Yep. So
that's the thing, when you're lucky on when you get sorry, agility bonus, something like that.
Yeah.
You don't have tackle while you have this. Sometimes people forget this. It's like, okay, because I have stats up a lot. I'm really lucky with this. But that guys, you should do better with your AG4, agility 4, strength 4 guy. Yeah, but I couldn't give him tackle or dodge. Yeah. While he had those stats up, so
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That's the problem, isn't it? And that's why you've got. It's a thing, because sometimes you don't want to play them, but you have to get the other skills if you want them. So it's a risk reward sort of thing, isn't it? But there you go. I tell you one thing. What's interesting for the last few seasons now, the Lizardman spot is really, really always up for grabs. I mean, last season we had a 4-way, what went to a 3-way. And ironically, them same 3 coaches are the top 3 lizards again: Balding Guy, Freeman, and SC Wyatt. Obviously, Balding Guy was the guy who missed out last season. So I think if we'll have a look, because you've played the Gin Lizzes, so let's have a look at the Gin Lizzes, the top Lizardman team.
Yes,
at the moment.
I played them a few times, twice. Yeah, I had a win and a draw. But I can already say, before seeing the team, there is a lack of guard there.
Yes, I noticed that. He's got some real nice skinks, though.
Yes, and he plays good, but I think he should have a few more guards. This is the only thing that he needs. But again, if he doesn't have guards, it's because he has other skills. So
Yeah, I mean, and that Croxago's he's had a charmed life. I've killed that Croxago. I was the one who gave him the niggling injury. Somebody else killed the Croxago, and the apothecary saved him every time. I think he's on borrowed time as that Crox. I think eventually he's gonna just die. But yeah, I mean,
I love the idea of the I love the idea of the Saurus having being a bludger and a sidestepper.
yeah,
I
people
really
rave
love
about
this
that.
idea. Give him tackle then, and he'll be very useful.
See, to me, I mean, when I've done obviously lizards before, if I've got dodge and block, I go break tackle. But people say no, go sidestep, because then obviously if they don't get you down, you can get into the cage and stuff like that. But maybe I don't know. I mean, I don't play
would say
lizards very often.
it depends on it depends on the rest of the team. For instance, with the Dark Elves, I really have often have this question. You know, for my linemen, I love them to be bludger first,
Yeah.
and then do I give them sidestep or sidestep or
Tackle?
diving tackle?
Yep.
I don't know. It depends on the rest of the team, I would say. And it's
Yeah.
a bit the same on the question you had. It depends on the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean yeah, I mean, like I said, his strength is in his skinks. You know, and obviously his Saurus have just got to get up there. I mean, obviously he's given beefy, he's got guard now as well. But it's always a problem with Saurus because the same team will always need that one extra skill. So if you take guard, that means you're not taking
Exactly.
mighty blow, and if you take mighty blow, you haven't got guard, and then there's
You're
break
right.
tackle, and that's why there's a struggle. So in the end, I always think the better teams are the ones with the skinks, but they can keep healthy, because they at the end of the day, if you've got a Agility 4 skink, he's just bombing through on a 2+ anyway. So you know they are hard to stop, and I always think that the best teams have good skinks. Simple as. But like I said, if you
yeah, you're definitely you're right about it. That's for sure. That's
But
for
like I said, if he hasn't got the guard, he's gonna have a problem because, like I said, Dark Elves, Wood Elves, they'll just leap in and punch his lights out, and they usually have tackle these days, these leapers, or strip ball or something. So you know, that's always the only thing what really puts me off about playing lizards is for leapers and then claw at high TV because they rip through lizards' armor no problem, and I think people see 6 strength 4 pieces and just think, oh well, nothing can hit me with 2 dice. And if you don't have the guard to protect you, you'll soon find out that yes, other teams do have scary stuff and they do have strength 4 players as well. And like I said, Dauntless as well. That's always a problem as well. You see a few teams, especially with Brett's, with Dauntless. So, but it's a good team. I just think like you, the Saurus need developing. They really do. Saurus are very slow to develop.
The other thing, maybe he would need. The only thing I could say about his coaching is maybe he should take a little bit more care about his kinks.
Oh yes, yeah.
He sometimes leaves his kinks in a position that you can blitz him with a tackle mighty blower.
Yeah.
And so this is such a pleasure, you know, and the skinks are fragile. So I think he should be a bit more careful with the skinks.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, this is his team is very well developed. He's a good coach.
Yeah, he's a good coach. Absolutely. 18 wins, 7 draws, 6 losses. So remember this team because we're going to look at the 3 lizard teams, and I want you to predict after looking at all 3 of them which one's going through. Oh yes. So if we go back to now, then we've got
All-Stars.
that's the one, Freeman. So now he had an absolute nightmare. The last game before the playoffs, his team got absolutely wrecked. He played one game too many. I haven't seen this season's team, so this is the first time I've had a look at it. Let's have a look. All right then, decipher that for me.
The Lutheran All-Stars.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is not that experienced. The Croxigar is is awful.
Awful? Did you just say awful?
Indeed.
Explain yourself.
Well, first of all, he's got his tail plus tackle. He's got block. Give him break tackle, and this is your major piece. I mean, this is the star player of the team, I would say.
You know what I would do with that? You know what I would do with that Croxigar? I roll blocks. I'm happy with that. I roll another double, and I'm like, I would be like a little kid running around the room going, "Yay! I'm gonna win myself a championship."
Exactly.
I would have given him diving tackle. I would have given him diving tackle. I would have just made a hole in that cage, parked him right next to the ball carrier, and go, hi there. You're either gonna knock me down, or you can dive out with a -3 with diving tackle, preemptive tail.
There are so many. Yeah, once again, it depends on the next skill. If he gives break tackle, I think his player is better like this. If he gives stand firm, he's better like you said.
Yeah, with diving tackle.
You know, it depends on the next. But in any case, whatever you choose, even if you choose a dodge, a bludger, a big guy bludger. I mean, and once again, give him stand firm after that. Well, any choice is good. I mean, this is like I said, it's Christmas. I have 2 double on a big guy. Yay! Any choice will be good.
They can choose his tackle. Oh man, I weep when I see stuff like this because I'm like, I never get doubles on my big guys, and he's rolled 2. I mean, I really don't get why he's gone for tackle. All I can think of is he's gonna go blitzing with his Crocs. I hate doing that because Crocs usually go bonehead. And is it to mark up a blodger, so then they have to use a reroll, but then it's usually 3+ to dodge anyway. I don't get the tackle myself. Like you said,
again, I really think it depends on the next skill.
Yeah,
this player is not finished yet, you know.
No,
he has to have another skill, at least one more, even 2.
What would you give him? What would you give him if he rolled a normal? What would you give him
right now? If a normal, break tackle, obviously.
Yep, and if he rolled a double?
Dodge, but then I still improve him to get once again stand firm.
Yeah. I think stand firm is the key normal skill to
stand firm, or once again break tackle because we didn't take him. We didn't take it because we had a double. So I don't know. Top double would be.
Yeah. Oh god.
This is once again, any solution is good.
Yeah. I never.
Just crazy.
I hate taking break tackle on a loner because I always roll a 1. So I see that I should take it, but I'm very, very negative when it comes to break tackle because I roll enough 1s with Bludiosaurus. Then I think, and I see it in other teams where they'll have the Crocs a go, and it's like, yes, I'm gonna blitz this guy, but then thinking you got to roll a 2+ to not go stupid, and then you got to roll a 2+ to break tackle, and to me it's like that's too many dice, and I'm going to roll a 1, so I just don't take it.
Yeah, but I mean, this is really the way you said it because I was just thinking about it yesterday. You know, there are situations where you know this will happen to you. For example, you told me I gave break tackle to a big guy, I roll a 1.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it yesterday. If I found a stunned player. Every single time I will get exposed, and the guy won't have anything. Every single time, you know, there are those situations, and you see your opponent doing this. It never happened to him, but when you do this every single time, so I see what you mean about this break tackle 1. Like, when my opponent plays it, this is wonderful. Break tackle is a wonderful skill, but when I take it, I roll a 1.
Yeah. The thing is, if it had took dodge and went blodge, I would have took break tackle next, no doubt. Because I'm thinking, you know what, it's a built-in reroll, so I would be on break tackle every day of the week after that. But because you went tackle first, I'm like, well, I can't take break tackle. I can't take it. That's just my personal. It's a good skill, and everyone I recommend take it, but I've seen it so many times. I don't like doing anything with my Crocs goes apart from parking him up. So like even when I blitz the cage, I'll blitz it with a Saurus and then I'll tell him to go mark up the ball carrier. I've just seen it. I mean, Frank Fox is in the chat, and I remember seeing him in the Season 1 playoffs. His Crocs just didn't do jack. He just was bonehead most of the time. And, you know, I think the best thing with... You could say that with most loners. The best thing with them is when you do very little with them. The good thing about the Crocs is he's got preemptive tail. And if you give him stand firm, park him, break the cage, park him there. And then if you've got some other guard pieces around him, so it's hard to push him away, then... You're great, but I would weep if I was playing Lizards because I'd be like, oh my god, having tackle, blodge, they were the two main options. Oh, but he's gone tackle, and maybe we'll get him on the show sometime and he'll tell us.
Again, no, if he can dodge and just blitz get a runner with his strength 4, a block tackle with a 2+ for making the dodge with block tackle. This is terrible. No. Believe me, I love agility teams, and I really think that a block tackle with, once again, block tackle piece is terrible. No, I think I think Yocho's would have been really good.
Yeah.
This one is good too. I mean, when you roll 2 doubles, any choice is good. I mean,
Yeah.
really, there are so many possibilities, or any choice.
Yeah, I remember it well, Fanfox. I remember it well. I remember in the snow, your poor Strength 5 guy, was it Harry Potter who got killed in the snow? And you just let him die, you nasty pasty. But yeah, no, Fanfox. We're going back in time to season 1. We're going back to. Sorry, I've got the Twitch on.
I was like, who did I let die? I mean, I would never do this.
Yeah, Fanfox let Strength 5 guy die. Oh, is it Merlin? It might be Merlin or Harry Potter. But his Croxigo went bonehead 4 times, the first 4 turns in a big game, and yeah, I try and do as little as possible with my Croxigos. But there's the second team then, so we'll quickly look at the last one of the 3. What is SC Wyatt, who you know well. So he made he tried the playoffs.
If I remember well.
He played last season and made the playoffs, and he was cruelly knocked out. Absolutely cruelly knocked out.
Yeah, I watched the game.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh man, that was I felt for him. He was, oh god, it was a cruel way. It was a cruel way to go out, and he deserved to go through.
Terrible.
But unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. But let's have a look at his team then. Gorn Consortium, nice swanky green armor. Mosso was good. And, well, this doesn't look like a normal SC White team because the skinks aren't super duper crazy. That's the first thing I think.
Yeah, there are no real stats up or things like that. So at the first stat, we could say, okay, this team is a bit weaker than other ones. But on the other hand, and this is a coach that very often have stats up that will tell you this.
Yeah.
Without stats up, you play very, disciplined. You have to be disciplined.
Yeah.
And so you do things, all right? And when you have stats up, you allowed yourself to play a bit more, like my stats up will save my neck, things like that. And sometimes I think it's better not to have stats up because you don't, you just play safe. And if you're a good coach, if you play safe and if dice are decent, you at least will have a draw.
Yeah.
And when you get stats up, sometimes you try crazy things because you'll try to go for the victory instead of a draw.
Yeah.
And sometimes you lose the game. So it depends on the coach. So back to this race of these 3 teams. Maybe this one, as it's the less exceptional, will be the more regular. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. Little Yoshi saying decent dice. You're hoping for a bit too much there, stunty.
And on the other hand, there are no real target for the opponent.
I tell you what I don't like. I tell you what I don't like about this team. His Saurus has jump up. He's agility 1 and he's got jump up. What's that all about?
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Mistake. Maybe he misclicked, Maybe he misclicked when he was. It happened to me once. I just misclicked when leveling up my player to level 7.
Oh god, level 7.
I was like, oh no, can I go back? No, oh no. I was at the phone, I was in the game. I was phoning to my mother or something like that. And I'm like, all right. Mechanically, I did the startup. I chose something I would choose for a level 1 player, but not this 7th skill. Oh no! Maybe it happened to SC Wyatt. Maybe. his mother phoned him and maybe. Well,
That's
I
it.
can understand this, buddy.
We'll blame the mothers. I've known people to take pass block instead of block before. That's a common one where they go, yeah, I'll put block on it, and then realise they've clicked pass block. So you have a Soros with pass block. That's always funny. But apparently, I don't think it's a mistake. I think he wanted to do that. And Teddy Tom saying, jump up, piling on Mighty Blowsaurus. Possibly, I suppose. We don't know, but I mean, SC Wyatt has been in good form with his Lizards. He always plays Lizards. I think he got to the MML final and just lost to V-Power, so he's in good form. He was cruelly knocked out the playoffs this season, so although I get that his team's a bit weak to the other two, I think he gets how to play Lizards a lot. I think I've always had this belief that each coach has one race they just click with than anything else, and this is SC Wyatt. I'm glad I'm glad to see that he's got rid of this stupid thing of just having Fabsaurus. In the Champions Cup, he's always gone with Sixsaurus, and I think that has helped him big time. I would imagine eventually he will get some stat ups on his skinks because he's like you, he does roll stat ups. But out the three, which two could you see going through? Who do you think gets top spot, and which one do you think gets wildcard?
First, well, I wouldn't say first. Well, can I say just the two that will have a spot? I can't say which one will be the first. Really can't.
Go on then. Go on. I'll let you off since it's you.
So first, I say SC Wyatt will have one.
Right.
Because of all I said, this is regular, this is his race, almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I'm sure he will have one. And on the sorry, I just went on another league. No, I won't quit. I was about to quit the competition with the Blitzkriegers. Can you see that?
Oh man, that would have been awesome on live. Blitzkriegers says, "Sod this, don't want to win it." Boom, gone. I think we might have been able to get it back on that. I'm not sure. We might have been able to save the Blitzkriegers for a nice sum of cash.
I would kill myself if I did this. No, and on the second one, I really hesitate between Genesis and Russian All Stars. I would say Genesis.
Yeah. Looking at the teams, I think Jin Liz's team's the best one. Built at the moment. He does have 6 losses, but losses I don't think are as bad these days.
Yeah, but he's got a team who's really well developed.
Yeah.
Once again, after 2 weeks of tournament, you can face a very well developed team, a very killing developed team. So you'll need a few star players, well, that's why Jimmy's, and plus Balding Gang has been really nice to me. So once again,
yeah, fair enough.
I vote for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think with him just missing out last season, I think he'll try even harder this season to make sure he gets there. He is the top spot at the moment of the Lizards. His team is developed decently. My concern is if he goes into a kill team with lack of guard and stuff like that. But hey, the other two teams have that same problem. All 3 Lizardman teams are at that TV now where they will run into monsters. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, but there's another thing. He'll have to play games, obviously, because...
Oh, yeah. All 3 of them will.
So he'll have to play, and it's a shame because maybe he could lose a masterpiece. While having to play. So
I think attrition.
I wouldn't like to be one of these 3 coaches.
No,
really,
I wouldn't either. Apparently, I just need some. I obviously I'm not in the MML anymore, so I don't pay attention. Now, there's a confusion. Was it Laser Trip who got to the final then? Because I get told different things. Because he's saying SC Wyatt got relegated with his Lizards in the MML. So if that's true, then obviously he's not in good form. Laser Trip got to the final. Why do people get them two mixed up? I have no idea. So there we go. So obviously,
Who did that paper for me just before the show? You're fired.
God damn it, man! What sort? I can't get the staff these days. So SC Wyatt maybe isn't in top form, so that'll go out the window. So in that respect, that is big news.
So he'll be
Change
the third, and then
yeah, there we go. That's it. We've changed it. Balding guy, Freeman, you're in. Wyatt, you're out.
How do you call in England? You know, when you're just ending your school, you have something to do. You know, you have to work, but you're not really hired. It's just at the end of your
volunteer. Volunteer.
Sorry?
A volunteer. Like a volunteer.
A volunteer, that's it.
Yep.
Who's the volunteer that prepares for me this paper? You're fired! You're fired!
And you're not getting a pay rise. You're not getting a pay rise. So I was like, I'm blaming Bezo because he told me, because he's a Lizardman coach, and he was saying, oh my God, V-Power's just destroyed SE White's team in the final. So he's getting the blame for it. And I'm
the
sorry.
guy just wanted to help you, giving you an info.
He's
and
fired.
He's getting wrecked in return, like it's your fault.
He's fired. Some DD he said that's it. You're fired.
All right.
So
this is show business, you know. It goes fast, you know.
But yeah, we can't have mistakes like this on this show. It just ain't gonna happen. So you're going for Gin Lizzes, and are you now going for the Listerine All Stars then with Freeman, or are you gonna stick with Wyatt?
Yeah, but once again, it's just I hope I won't jinx anyone because I'm not very good at
predicting,
giving a result. At predicting, yeah, that's it.
I think there's no clear cut out these three. If I had to pick, I would go with Balding Guy, not because I think he's any better than the other two, just that I think his team's better than the other two. And Freeman, I don't know, I just like the way he plays. So I'm going to go, because SC Wyatt hasn't got his super skinks, I'm going to go Balding Guy and Freeman. But it would not surprise me if SC Wyatt gets in. I know Bezo.
Okay.
I know.
Okay, your volunteer is way better than me. He just had time to make you another, another thinking, right? Because while I was talking, he just wrote another paper. Like, okay, I don't think in SCYR he's in good shape now. That's it.
There you go. You see. And
I was saying your volunteer just had time to make you another paper, saying, okay, SCYR won't be qualified.
That's
anyway.
it. That's it. And that guy, obviously Bezo, he's the fourth Lizardman coach, and he has had 2 months of Nuffling. He's on suicide watch. It's that bad. He's in 4th place, in 25th place, and he's still trying to get his lizards. Obviously, more famous in the MML are the Dino Rocks, but at the moment it's between them three. And there we go. So that's the teams we're looking at. And now we're back to the final part of the show and the most important part of the show. It is the Battle of the Consoles, where we ask the entertainer, Stuntman DD, up to 10 questions in 60 seconds and see if he can get another win for the PS4 crew. And the PS4 crew, they are in cruise control now. Unfortunately, Bezo lost last week, but they're still looking pretty good. I think it's something like, I ain't tallied up, it's something like 6-4 in the PS4's favour. So with time running out in the playoffs, you could deliver the final mortal blow to the Xbox community by winning the bragging rights for the PS4 team. And all it is 10 questions in 6 seconds. I'm sure someone of your expertise will get 10 out of 10. So I'm just going to get my timer ready, and then we will ask the questions, and then, do a bit of everything. So we will see.
Right.
So timer countdown. Go on my lovely PC. There's my pen. There we go. So I'll start the timer after I obviously ask you the first question. You're ready to go. I now need to. I tell you what, this is where now I'm looking for the questions, and I'm like panicking. I'm like, oh my God, where are they? They've disappeared. So I'm blaming that volunteer again. He's not got my questions ready. I wrote them all down this morning.
He's lucky to be the.
I tell you what, I handed him it. And I said, just look after these, because obviously when, the great entertainer Stuntman DD's ready, I will need them questions to ask him. And he was like, yeah, got this. Don't worry about it, got this. And I'm still waiting.
Yeah, but he's the boss son, so we'll have to deal with it. With him, sorry.
Absolutely. Here we go. I've got it. Panic over. Easy peasy. Right then, here we go. Here we go. Now then. Oh, just sit on. And yes, Mel Gold, it is Stuntman DD. Right, are we ready? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy for this. Right, okay. What race is Jodel Freshbreeze?
Wood elf.
Correct. What does the sheriff serve?
I don't know.
What is the Kislev race based on?
Repeat, please.
What is the Kislev race based on? Like, what they took over from?
I don't know. Sorry.
How many playoff games have been decided by penalty kicks?
One. Do you mean this season or
no? Overall.
In history.
In history.
Overall, I don't know. 4.
Wrong. What skill does a rat ogre start with?
He's got Mighty Blow. He's got Savage Animal, something like that.
Yep, Wild Animal. Yep.
Wild Animal. That's it. And he's got Mighty Blow, and he's got Fixed Skull.
Nope. Right. Which costs? Oh, which coach has the saying "You don't deserve to be on the same pitch as me"? Which PS4 coach says that?
Oh, Carson Cass.
Correct.
Obviously.
Yep. And we'll just squeeze this last one in. Who costs more, Hathak or Lord Borak?
Who's the first one? Repeat, please.
Hathak, the Bull Centaur. If the star player.
Oh, Lord Borak. The first one, the bull player.
Hathak, you are correct. Yes. Right, so let's go through what you got. So, Jodel Freshbreeze, yes, you are right, he's a wood elf. What does the sheriff say? Well, that's one of my sayings. He serves justice, because obviously he's a sheriff. What is the What is the Kislev race based on? So basically, what did the Kislev take over? It was Slan, because obviously it was Slan, but Games Workshop don't want Slan anymore, so they changed it to Kislev.
Actually, I really didn't understand anything to this question. I still didn't. So that's why I passed.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I give you a bit of extra time, because I realised you didn't understand what I'd said. How many playoff games have been decided by penalty kicks? Well, there was that legendary one, the first game ever between me and Demented.
Yes, you.
And then,
I was announcing this game.
You was
so well.
When you was weeing all over the tree, if I remember correctly, in that game. And that was the.
No, by the way, I remember when we were announcing this. Your first move. I mean, it wasn't coherent. It wasn't right. If you wanted to score this turn, so I was like, I don't know why he did this. And I remember Susan saying, no, but I think he did this because he wants to do this. I was like, no, it's not. And finally, all right, I understand better now. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I remember the most famous thing in that game was when I built a cage and didn't put the ball carrier in it. That was hilarious. The ghost cage where there's a cage built and I didn't put my ball carrier in it, and everyone's like, "Well, there's a cage there, but there's no ball carrier." You and Serious Jest had me howling at that. It was so funny. But yeah, there was that game what went to penalties, and then obviously SCY. So there's been only two in 9 seasons what have gone to penalty kicks.
2.
What is amazing. That's not.
I've been away for too long.
That's it.
I didn't know what happened during last 2 or 3 seasons.
What skills does a rat ogre start with? Well, it's Frenzy, Mighty Blow, Loner, Preemptive Tail, and Wild Animal. You got the which coach is the same.
Right.
I mean, which coach has the saying "You don't deserve to be on the same pitch as me"? Well, that's obviously Calcium Cass. Attack costs more than Borak by 30 grand, so you got 1, 2.
Yeah, but that was
3.
that one was given. I mean, no one else would say this. It was a gift you did me.
Yeah, I try and make some easy, some hard. So you got 3 right, and that was more than Bearzo got last week. So who knows? 3 might be enough. It might be enough. So we will see. We will see. So we are done. Unfortunately, that is us all done out. We've done everything. It's done the battle of consoles. It's told me not to play that team ever again until the playoffs. So I will listen to Stuntman DD. That team will not be played now. And just to make you feel even more welcome, Calcium Cass has come on and said, PS4 coaches beware. I am now going to be hitting the PS4 next week and the week after with his chaos. So Stunty, you may get the pleasure of running into Cass's kill team.
Yeah, I know. He's shouting this everywhere since the last 2 days.
Yeah, I mean,
We know you're back. We know you're back, mate.
We know.
Mariah, okay.
The thing is, though, he's still on the Xbox. He's still playing on the Xbox. This morning he was playing on the Xbox. So I'm like, well, you're supposed to be ripping up on the PS4. Why are you on the Xbox? Why are you hiding over there? Come, he's told us that the PS4 is the real deal. So why, if he's that good, why isn't he on the PS4? Come on, get back on the PS4. Play people like V-Power V's Underworld. Yeah, you love playing them. So yeah,
It is a promise. It was almost a promise. So come
it
back.
It was a promise. I mean, I love Cass. I mean, he winds up the PS4 community like I don't know what, but he's actually gone better on the Xbox. On the Xbox, he is the villain. There is hatred on there. People. Every time someone beats him, they get knighted. They get a knighthood. When I knocked him out the playoffs last season under my other call sign, I was knighted. Sir Lord Gigonius, the Cass Slayer. I was taken into the fold and given plenty of women and treasure just for knocking him out. He is hated over there. He's a big bad villain.
Cass is becoming some kind of Marvel villain.
Oh yes, he is. He loves it. He loves being the villain. He loves.
It's like
I think
Joker or something like that.
Oh, Joker's a pussycat compared to Cass. Cass thing is
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing what gets me with Cass though is like he does all this banter, SmackDown whatever, and that's fine. But then when someone has to go back, is like, hey, you can't say that. We're not allowed to insult people on this channel. It's like, Cass, you've been insulting people for the last 2 bloody years. You can't then say, well, actually, you insulted me. He's got to expect it back. And, I've never seen it with any other coach where if he's beat, people watch to see him get beat. They want him beat. They're cheering. They're hollering. Because obviously he builds himself as the best coach ever in the world. And obviously he is the great white shark. That's what he claims himself to be.
You're right with it, yeah. And I mean, this is the case. And I think it was Berzo saying this last time, but I quite agree with him. I like Carson Cass because this is the kind of guy. If you lose against him, if you lose with him, you can hate him. It's allowed. Everybody hates him. So, you can go on, And this is quite refreshing in a way. Yeah. This is refreshing. And so that's why I like Carson Cass. I like all when I see, sometimes I see the message just he's sending on the alumni or things like that. Yeah. And I'm like, oh God. But still, this is him, and this is part of the show. I mean, in a way, this is part of the show. And this is funny. I mean, and once again, if you want to hate him one day, you can. It's allowed. That's it. But he's the nasty. You can go.
I think he likes you hating him, though. He ain't got a problem. You can all hate him because that's what he wants to be.
He's fed by hatred.
He loves it.
I'm sure of it.
He said to me before, he hates it when he's smack talking a coach or he's beating a coach and they're real nice back to him, go, oh yeah, you did real well there, Cass. And he goes, God damn it, man, you're not supposed to make me feel bad. You have to say nasty stuff or say, the dice got me beat or something so I can really rip into you. Don't turn around to me and say nice stuff because I don't want you to be nice to me. And I was gobsmacked when I looked in the Aluminium chart and he was asking for advice on his Minotaur on the Xbox. And I was like, someone must have hacked his account because every other time people have asked, every time someone's given Cass advice, it usually ends with someone telling them to fuck off. And obviously,
it's like, I need your advice like I need a cancer.
yeah, and I loved it when Gimlick said something to him like, "Oh yeah, you salty or something." And he was like, and Cass was like, "Who the fuck are you?" And Gimlick said, just the season 8 champ and all that shit. And...
yeah, that one was good. that one was so good. I'm just the current champion.
Yeah, and Cass is like, that don't count because I wasn't playing that season, so I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah. But that's it. So I mean, well, I love to hate you, Cass, in a way. I don't know if he knows what I mean, but I love to hate you. Yeah.
Yeah, but you
are the nasty, and we need this. That's what we love in Marvel. Superman needs a nasty guy. Everybody. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's what I said.
We all can think we all can think we are the superhero against this nasty guy.
Exactly.
So this is fantastic what he's doing.
Exactly. I mean, he comes up with so much trash, and it's like, oh my god. But I mean, I've said this, and I think you agree with me. Does Blood Bowl need a villain? I mean, I was speaking to the top coach on the Xbox, and he was like, no, we don't need a villain like this. No, we don't. And I was like, surely you need something so you can rally around. The Xbox community all rally around against this guy. So whether you like it or hate him, he's serving a purpose and makes it interesting, because when Cass plays, people are like, oh, Cass is playing, and everyone's like, oh, kill him, or kill his man, and stuff like that. So, as much as people get annoyed at him, at least it's exciting, because, you wouldn't do that against any other coach, because it's Cass. Everybody rallies round and people are cheering people on, giving them a slap in the back, even if they just get a draw against them or hurt a player. And I just think it's great that we have a villain.
But I'll go even further. I would say, we were talking about this just at the beginning of the show about, how bitter you can feel sometimes.
Yeah.
And when you see Calcium Cast just after he lost, you're like, all right, I'm still normal.
Yeah.
Even if I'm bitter, I'm still normal. There is worse than me. It helps me understanding what's happening in my head, in my heart, what's going on in this very complicated trip I'm doing, in this loss. There is a guy that is fucking everybody, and there is a guy that is worse than me. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's really
he's
and on many points, even psychological ones.
Oh yeah, when he loses, that's it. You got to keep well aware. And the thing with Cass is like, no, you didn't beat me. The dice beat me. Nobody beats the Great White Shark. Exactly. No one beats it. Exactly. No one. It's the dice. It's the only time I get beat is the dice. So no one can beat him. And obviously, he proclaims to be the Great White Shark. Some cheeky coaches decide to name his team the Great White Shark on the Xbox and the PS4. Just as a piss take, hence me. And it's all just good banter. And, that's what it is. And I think as much as he annoys the fuck out of me, he really does. And he has said some very nice things about me. I still think it's good for the community.
And I'm saying this, I mean, he really entertains me. But I have to say, sometimes I think he's going too far, way too far.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be a bit. I mean, well, obviously, I mean, this is excessive. So excessive. Where is the limit for excessive? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
but still, sometimes, I mean, even on the concert case, I mean, if he tells this to someone that actually has a cancer or something like that, I mean, there are other ways to be the nasty guy than to maybe, go a bit too far.
Yeah, I mean that's it, isn't it? You've got to be careful, but that's just the way he is. But he will claim to everyone he's a pacifist, he's a left winger. He's a lovely guy, and I'm like, no, Cass, no. I mean, no, we're not having that. No, we're not having that. I'm sorry, no. If you are, then you should quit playing Blood Bowl if you are a pacifist, because obviously it makes you into an absolute crazed psychopath. But like I said, it's good for the game in a respect that everybody wants to see him lose. Everybody wants to rally around and get him beat. And that's the way it is, and we'll see how he does. I think.
Hey! Another hand, maybe sometimes sometimes I just look at the games that are being played, and when you see your major challenger for the top spot, and you see he's playing Calcium Cast, you're like, hey, cool, he's playing Calcium Cast.
Do you know what,
baby?
I agree with you. I remember when I was Orcs.
So you need him at any point. He's needy, that's for sure.
Yeah, if your opponent, if you're the guy who's chasing for your spot, the guy you want him to meet is Calcium Cast. No doubt about it. A Calcium Cast kill team will surely wreck that team. The problem I had is the season I think I wanted him to do me some favours. I think he was Dark Elves. And every time he got injured, he'd just concede. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, mate. And he'd always concede to the Orc teams. And it's like, yeah, thanks, mate. That really makes it even harder for me. And but he has the nickname Cast the Conceder. When the going gets tough, Cast concedes. It is a thing. It's a proven thing. So, that's probably got me about another 10 hate mail messages from him. But it is a thing. So that's the best thing against Cass. Get a few injuries, you make him use his apothecary, and sometimes he does concede. So that is the way to beat him. So there you go. But anyway, we'll leave it on that. Cass is the villain. It's a love-hate relationship with everybody.
The super villain. The supervillain.
He is the supervillain, yeah. So, yes. And obviously, I'm sure everyone can't wait to play him on the PS4. Unfortunately, my Great White Shark will not be playing him. That's a shame. That is a shame. Maybe in the playoffs if he gets there. But obviously, I will quite happily take him on with the Underworld and Goblins and that, no problem. And try and chainsaw the pieces of his star players. But there you go. But thanks again for Stuntman DD. It's been great getting you on the show. I'm sure,
You're very welcome. It's been
sure
pleasure.
everybody who's watching it and watch it back will love it that you've been on it. And well done on everything. And good luck getting yourself your first championship. I am sure I'm sure you can beat Arzuin in the final. That I'm calling it now.
Arzuin, I don't know. Chip.
Trip won't make it. Trip won't make it. Arzuin, I've got a feeling. See, I'm doing you a favour here, Trip.
I know now there are people that there are coaches believing in me, so this is giving me another strength, and I feel I can lift mountains and do crazy stuff like making a long pass with a dive fling or things like that.
Yep.
I mean, it's good.
This is how I see. You can tell I'm not bitter about your Trip, because if I was bitter, I'd give you the triple B rating and that'd be it. You'd be gone. So I'm tipping your opponent so you get through. But right. Yeah, it's. Then again, I've just sabotaged Blitzkriegers, haven't I? Oh well.
That looked very strategical.
It was. But yeah, honestly though, I hope you get to the final. You're a great guy, and I will be rooting for you on your side. Obviously, Trip and Messi, I'll be rooting for you on the other side because you're great guys also. As win as well, but he's won 2 already. He's won enough. Let's have a new champion. So thanks again.
Exactly. Let's have a new champion. Yeah.
Stop hugging all the cups. You've only won 2.
Hashtag new champion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would have won at least 5, but because I'm an admin, we're not allowed to win them, so we have to lose. Honest. So that's how it is. But
no, I know you're doing your best just to make it live. You're doing the show, you're doing everything to just not to win this championship, so you can still have new things to sell.
That's it.
I know you're doing your best to delay the moment you will win it.
I could.
Yeah. You're doing it, and this is
I couldn't win it this season because there's no cash, and as we've said, the other case though, and this is something you've got to think wisely with, is there is 2 major cases on the PS4. One of them is top seed. The second is the returning champion. The returning champion more times has not has gone out the first round of next season, as Gimlick found out this season. Not because they're not good players, because they obviously are, but Nuffle says you won last season's. Yeah, you know. So remember, how bad do you want to win this, Stunty? If you win it, the chance of you winning the cash the season after is almost impossible. So there is a silver lining.
In my particular case, it's even worse than this. It's you qualified this season, you won't qualify next season.
You will. You'll qualify.
Anyway, I can win this one. I don't care. Next, it's always the same. I never qualified 2 seasons in a row. So why not leaving me this one?
Yeah, we'll let you have this one then. We'll let you have this one.
I won't change the winner curse won't be changed. I won't change the stars lineup or things like that. No, just give me this one, and then I'm okay.
Have you seen Happy Gilmore? Have you seen the film Happy Gilmore? The golf one?
No.
Oh, you are.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh man, you won't get it. But I'm getting to the point now after 9 seasons. There's this guy and he plays golf and he's always wanted this green jacket. And every season he just misses out. And in the last season he misses out again. And he goes, you know what? Screw this, and just pinches the green jacket and runs off with it. They're all chasing him. It's like if I can't win it fairly, I'm just going to pinch the cup and go and say it's man. I mean that's what I'll end up doing. It'll be stop this.
If only. I would be very happy. I would be very happy to say I won. At least once I won, but well, I know the trip is still long.
Something to tell your grandkids. I mean, to be fair though, you've got to win it this season because Cass has already said he's going to win it season 10. So
Okay.
And he's always been. The
spot is already taken for this season.
I mean, he's always accurate with his predictions. I mean, he's won how many cups now?
Indeed.
Yeah.
He killed 2 or 3 chickens.
That's probably what I do wrong. I don't kill anything. That's the problem.
I think he's got voodoo things to know all these.
I must admit, I was thinking of doing the Stuntman DDs Volume 2. Just to mess about on the PS4, try and match up with them and go, hi, we're back. Remember us? You know, like it's a Halloween costume sort of thing. We're back. The Bretonians, you love playing Bretonians.
Oh, I was so proud you named your teams the Third Man Dailies. I was really proud.
They did really well.
This year, I didn't play it very much yet, but I started a team, a Bretonian team. They aren't named the Bernie Buffons, but my major player is King Bernie.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I tell you what, the name Bernie Buffon or Bernie or whatever is a lucky name. It's a lucky name on the PS4 for some bizarre reason. They do really well. And they just die in the semi-finals. That's the only problem. But, you know, it's a lucky name. So hopefully he will do as lucky as your name did for me. And
hopefully.
Hopefully. But we don't.
Yeah, but remember my buddy Bernie did that terrible double one for scoring in the quarterfinal of when Alderman.
No.
He won this competition.
Yeah. He won.
There was a double one to score and to take him out of this competition, and he won it at the end. Dang.
Yep. See. I forgot about that one.
Bernie. Thanks a lot, Bernie. Well done, Bernie.
To be fair,
Give me proud, Bernie.
To be fair, if you listened to me, you'd have named him the postman because he always delivers. That's where you go wrong.
But,
you need a postman.
This name is jinxing me. Every single time I call the guy a postman, he rather died or missed the terrible thing to win a game or something like that. This is jinxing me.
Get the sheriff. Get the sheriff.
Postman.
Get the sheriff in the
sheriff, yeah. I didn't
he always
yet,
serves justice.
So
try that one. Right, we are done. We said we was done about 20 minutes ago. So well done to the people who've kept in the chat going, haha, you two always talk, we know it won't finish yet. So you got an extra 20 minutes of various chit-chat there as well. But it is now an hour and 50 minutes. It's amazing for the people who stayed in. For the 10th time, thanks again to Mandini for joining me. And we will see you next week, where hopefully we'll probably know the semi-finalists, if not the finalists on the PS4. And my grind on the Xbox starts on Monday. I will be streaming it, and it's against Amazon's Joy against Chaos.
Whoa.
So that'll be fun. So thanks again. See you all later, and take care. Good luck on the Blood Bowl pitch, and don't forget, kill Cass. See you later.